Back where you came from, son. The officer's words cut through the hum of conveyor belts. A black boot pressed hard onto an open suitcase, grinding against a folded army dress uniform. Metals glimmered faintly beneath the sole, their honor scuffed in plain sight. Gasps rippled down the security line, phones rose, shaky hands capturing every second. Daniel Brooks stood still, jaw set, eyes locked on the desecrated cloth that once covered fallen brothers. His voice came low, controlled, "Move your foot." The whole room held its breath, waiting. The officer dragged his boot off the metals, leaving a dull scuff like an insult carved into fabric. "These don't belong to you," he said flatly, his tone sharp as a blade. Daniel's jaw tightened, but he didn't answer. Around him, travelers shifted uneasily, some averted their eyes, others whispered. A little boy tugged at his mother's sleeve, pointing at the ribbons. She hushed him quickly, steering him away. "Show me proof," the officer demanded, tapping near his holster. "Anyone can buy trinkets online. Why should we believe you earned them?" Daniel slid a worn wallet from his jacket. Inside, a military ID and a folded letter trembled between his fingers. He held them forward, but the officer snatched them away like spoiled paper. "Forged," he muttered, raising them for the crowd. A scanner beeped sharply, its error alarm echoing through the terminal. Passengers stiffened, some clutched their bags closer. A woman whispered, "This isn't right," but the guard ignored her. Daniel's fists curled tight, nails biting into his palms. Smoke, sand, and gunfire flickered in his memory, brothers lost, battle survived. He lifted his eyes, voice steady as stone, "Careful what you call fake." The crowd leaned in, sensing something about to break. The sharp click of heels cut across the floor. Supervisor Maria Alvarez stepped forward, her badge glinting under the lights. "What's happening here?" she demanded. The officer straightened, clutching Daniel's ID. "Caught someone passing off fake credentials." His smug tone faltered as cameras kept rolling. Maria took the ID, unfolded the letter. The Department of Defense seal shimmered unmistakably. She looked from the paper to the medals in the case. "Do you even know who this man is?" The officer scoffed. "Another fraud in a costume." Before she could respond, a deep voice broke from the first-class lane. A man in uniform stopped beside Daniel, rolling his carry-on. "Captain Lewis, airline pilot, former soldier." "Fraud?" He pointed at the insignia. "I fought beside him in Kandahar. He saved my unit. If you question him, you question every soldier who made it home." Gasps swept the line. Phones tilted closer, recording every word. The officer's mouth opened, but no sound followed. Daniel's gaze didn't waver. His voice, quiet yet cutting, broke the silence. "Now, do you still want to call me a fraud?" The power in the room shifted instantly, heavy as a gavel falling. The officer's smirk collapsed, color draining from his face as Captain Lewis's words echoed through the terminal. Passengers lowered their phones, no longer just recording but staring with open disgust. Maria Alvarez folded the letter carefully, her tone clipped. "Mr. Walker, you've crossed the line. Step aside." Murmurs spread, "He accused a captain." Each whisper cutting deeper than any reprimand. Daniel bent slowly, lifting his uniform with both hands. Every crease was sharp, every ribbon aligned. He placed it gently back into the suitcase, a gesture heavier than any speech. A man whispered, almost reverent, "That's not a costume. That's sacrifice." The officer stammered, I was only following procedure." His badge suddenly looked paper-thin. Maria gestured toward the hallway, voice firm, "Office. Now." As Walker slunk away, the crowd parted. Respect followed Daniel instead, the weight of silence wrapping the room tight. Daniel zipped his suitcase with steady hands. The crowd stood hushed, their eyes fixed on him, not out of pity, but reverence. He glanced once toward the hallway where the disgraced officer had vanished, then turned back to Maria Alvarez and Captain Lewis. His voice carried, calm but unshakable, respect isn't a favor. It's a duty. Forget that, and you dishonor every man and woman who wore this before me. No applause followed. No cheers. Only silence, deep, weighted, unforgettable. Daniel lifted his bag and stepped forward. Travelers moved aside, parting the line as if the very floor belonged to him. Captain Lewis saluted sharply. Daniel returned it, a quiet exchange that spoke louder than any speech. Later, the video would spread online, sparking debates about dignity and bias. But for those who stood there, one truth endured: a man didn't shout, he stood, and the whole room shifted. When a man's honor is trampled, the response that echoes loudest isn't rage but restraint. Daniel showed that true strength lies in holding the ground without lowering yourself to the level of those who demean you. In a world quick to dismiss, his story reminds us that dignity cannot be taken, it can only be surrendered. If this left you reflecting on where respect begins, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories that shed light on injustice and quiet power.